Hey guys, I'm outside Toyota HQ. It's a Toyota wonderland out here. Dozens and dozens of Toyota and Lexus vehicles. Behind me is a very special car. It is the second generation of the 86. It's a GR86 or 86, however you want to say it. Both are correct. On the other side of me is this carbon special edition. Only 600 coming for the United States. But we're gonna start talking about this one. This vehicle, man, does it look good in person. I love the clean lines of this new generation GR86, and we now have a new GR model in the lineup. Maybe more to come with the GR Corolla. If you guys been watching my channel, you know I love talking about the possibilities of that vehicle. The GR badge looks excellent, just nestled inside of this honeycomb-like front grille. As we walk back, the GR86 just looking so mean. I don't know if it's because it's on the grass right now and it's been raining, but the car's probably sunken down a little bit. It looks so low to the ground. And there was a red one on stage earlier. I'll be showing you B-roll of that. But this thing in white to me just stands out so much. I feel like the inserts, or I should say the aerodynamic pass, the gills right behind the front wheel just pop out so much more on this white color. And I love the black mirrors. I feel like that's a great touch on this vehicle. But just looking from the side, this thing is a beauty. And I cannot wait to get in this vehicle, drive it for you guys. Don't know if it's gonna happen while I'm here in Toyota land, at Toyota HQ, hashtag Toyota Con 2021. But these active pieces here help with cornering and airflow around the wheel. And these matte black wheels look excellent here on the 86. Man, 18-inch wheels looking good. Man, you can definitely tell it's a sibling to that vehicle right over there, right? Especially with this rear wing, you can tell that this is the brother, the stablemate in some ways with this rear lip, this rear deck lid spoiler that just looks so good. That ducktail, man, it really transforms the back end of this car. And I really enjoy how the wheel arches here, you know, in America, this piece on the end has to be wider than the tires. I like how it's built into the rear bumper here, and then there's a piece tacked onto the fender. It doesn't stick out like I've seen a lot of other models where they just tack on a piece for legal reasons. And of course the GR86 still keeping that dual exhaust, those fat circular cans on the back. I think it looks great. I'm glad they didn't change it with this new generation of 86. And look at that GR86 badge. Man, the classic 86 tied too, right? It's tied with that little chrome piece there into the GR badge. And man, it looks good. Can we open up the trunk? Aha, let's open up the trunk. We got like a tent in there, a tarp of some sort. Nice shocks here to dampen the movement of this. And I believe this button here is new on the 86. I don't believe that was there before. So man, just doing the full walk around on this piece of art. This vehicle should sell well for Toyota, for Subaru, and the BRZ variant. But how about we get inside? Now, it's not going to be that much different on the inside than the outgoing model, but there are some nice touches here. Kind of like that super suede, the Alcantara-like texture here on the door. As we get on the inside, we have that super suede Alcantara. I'm not quite sure which one it is off the top of my head, but it's a real nice piece here. And there isn't a whole lot of room in the back seat. Still, that hasn't changed, but guess what? You fold down those rear seats and you can really make this vehicle quite versatile. You can see the GR on the steering wheel looking so good. It looks right at home in this vehicle. Nice circular vents with the twisty knob to direct airflow. You can see hopefully you can see the flaps in there opening and closing when you twist it. Maybe not. The lighting's pretty garbage right now. On the inside, let's just get in. What are we waiting for, guys? We have this touchscreen here that's going to give you Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. You have these switches here, which have like a carbon fiber pattern on the outside. It's definitely not carbon fiber, but it is a certain pattern that kind of replicates it. If you guys can zoom in on that and check it out. Heated seats back here. These are pretty much the same buttons on the outgoing model, the track mode, traction control, sport, snow mode. But yeah, I love these climate control knobs. They have a great feel. I love hearing that clicky noise. Yep, I can listen to that all day long. And yeah, this looks messy to me, but I would just get into Apple CarPlay or Android Auto as fast as you could. Getting under the hood, this aluminum hood, by the way, of this GR86 2.4 liter, a 0.4 liter increase in displacement, giving us 228 horsepower now and a much better torque curve, better torque, higher torque compared to the last model. And it's just going to make this car a lot more fun, a lot more punchy to drive, more engaging, and definitely better power off the line. 0 to 60, like I said, in around 6 seconds as I drop this aluminum hood. And then if we step back, we have these all aluminum door panels as well. So even the gas cap, guys, the gas cap is made out of resin to keep weight down, so you're not gonna have a fat steel gas cap. Now, we did have some interesting questions around the round table today when the 86 was revealed, and one of them was, well, you know, a lot of people have been asking for a turbocharged model of the 86. What happened? Well, Toyota's like, it adds weight, it adds complexity, and it adds cost. And if you want a turbocharged 4-cylinder, you can get it in this Supra. Well, you can't get it in this carbon fiber edition, of course. This is only the straight 6 with the 382 horsepower, but you can get about, was it a 255 horsepower, 295 pound-feet of torque off the top of my head. I'll fact check myself. Of the 4-cylinder turbo 2.0 Supras, those are the powers. So Toyota has a good lineup right now of GR models. You have the 86 coming out by the end of this year, upgraded naturally aspirated engine. You have 2 force induced models here of the 4-cylinder and the 6-cylinder. And what about a hot hatch? Well, all I can say is with a hot hatch, stay tuned. It's more than likely coming, and it's going to be probably the best GR model in the lineup. I would take it over either of these cars, but it's just a dream at this point. Definitely stay tuned to the channel, as I'll give you guys more updates on a GR Corolla if and when it happens. But in the meantime, I'm very happy with the new GR86 and this carbon fiber Supra. Guys, I'll check you in the next video. Peace out.
All right, the first thing you're going to notice is a very, very distinct exhaust note that's higher in pitch.
Okay.
Sounds very nice. And the engine just seems like it'll rev forever. Ready?
Yep.
A lot of improvement made in the steering department. Feels very sharp, agile, very well balanced chassis. There's a 50% increase in stiffness up front.
Okay.
60% in the back. Nose dives in, really predictable. And there's a lot of torque that comes on earlier now. 3,700 RPM when the torque comes up, as opposed to 6,600 on the older generation.
The only time you downshift is in heavy braking. Yeah.
And there you have it.
That was amazing. Thank you.
No problem. What do you think about the car?
I like it. It's definitely a huge improvement. I mean,
yeah,
the car was already great before.
Yeah.
They've just, you know, made it that much better in every single way. So
yeah, it was a pretty well-balanced driver's car. Very rewarding when you get things right, but it's definitely a momentum car where you don't really want to lose too much pace. But the car is so predictable and well-balanced that it really helps you keep the confidence in the steering, braking, suspension, and whatnot.
Right. I've never raced with a professional driver with a manual transmission, so that was incredible.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, the perfect downshifts. It's just like, it's like a video game. That's awesome.
I appreciate that. Thanks.